Function notation. When a set of ordered pairs described by an equation satisfies the definition of a function, which we already discussed, then the equation can be written in the form of function notation, which just means we set it equal to f of x instead of equal to y. Now the output, f of x, is called the dependent variable, and the input, x, is called the independent variable. So we want to suppose the following is true. F of x equals 5x plus 3, so that means it is a function. Now we will read this as, so if you were to read this out loud, it would be f of x equals 5 times x. You might just say 5x plus 3. That's how you would read it if you were to read it out loud. So basically the f parentheses x means f of x. Now, if we take that one step further and we have f of 1, that just means put a 1 in for any x in the equation. Alright, so we're just going to insert the 1 right where our x's are. So since there's only one x, we're only going to put the 1 in right there. Now, one thing to mention is that you can then solve. If you put in a number, you should be able to solve it out and get your actual y value. So in this case, we would have 5 times 1, which is 5, plus 3. Well, 5 plus 3 is 8. So f of 1 equals 8. We will talk more about that later. Alright, now next we want to show the relationship between what we're used to, which would be y equals 5x plus 3, and f of x equals 5x plus 3. So we know that in this case we have any set of points where we have an x and comma y. So if we were to correlate that to our f of x function, it would be our x, because that's still there, but instead of a y, it would be f of x. And what that actually means is that we put in our equation for our y. So that actually means that each point for each x is going to be 5x plus 3. So just depending on what your equation is. So that means in our f of x, our function notation, we're going to have x 5x plus 3. And you should notice that those two are the same. So that must mean that f of x and y are the same. So that's what we want to show here, that y and the term f of x are interchangeable. Okay, so that's what we want to see. Instead of writing y, we're going to start writing f of x. Okay. And those are your notes on what function notation is. There are no practice problems over this section, so just go on to the next video and take notes over that.